All right.
Oh, we're recording.
Yeah, we're both
Oh
live.
shit! Since when?
I said camera one and camera two.
Oh, is that why you changed up? No. What's up? What's up, my man?
What's up? What's
We
up?
back.
We're back, episode two. Fuck, I just got my frills. I just got my frills. I just got my frills. It felt so long
We don't have
between.
sponsors, so we're gonna hide it.
Took so long between episode one and episode two. I was beginning to wonder whether this was going to happen at all. But here we are. As you can see, we've updated the studio. And by updated, I just mean turned everything around and tried some different. As you can see, the visuals here are completely free, unlicensed visuals from YouTube. Thank you very much.
Anyway, we've lined up a couple of guests in the works. It's just some scheduling going on, but I'm pretty excited to finally get that in the motion. Like that conversation with those people. We obviously won't say who just yet, but it's in the works. It should be happening. Um, can't wait. Yeah, I think I asked you earlier in the week. Um, just off the top of your head, like two people, like you'd interview tomorrow on our podcast. You could have any two, not at the same time, but like
Oh, I can't even remember what I know. I remember one was. Do we say the names?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, one was Anika Moore, and that's because I've been exposed to a lot more of her recently. What with her morning
Shout out
show
Anika.
on Flavor FM, Flavor Radio, and she's also got some stuff on TVNZ, and she does these out of it hilarious, kind of candid as interviews with people. And she's one that doesn't get caught up in questions, and she can drive a conversation and take it somewhere from nowhere. So I really enjoy her style of interviewing. I don't know how well she'll do being interviewed, but then I mean, when we're inviting our guests, are we telling them to come so we can interview them, or just come? Let's just come have a flat, have a chat, right?
Yeah. Well, that's how I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You made some good points about not being a slave to the question or not being carried away and just having a stink ass interview, being too carried away. But I think I said it before. If we just keep it natural, like how we would normally just have a conversation, the only difference is this conversation is recorded, and we're gonna look to try and get
Yeah.
some cool information out of
Yeah.
whoever's sitting at the desk.
And how are you with being recorded?
Uh, I think you know amongst a, a few that I'm not too keen on being in the spotlight or being a performer. I'm full of shit. I love it. I love the sound of my own voice. I used to be able to sing as well. I think
When?
um this other time, but I think I need singing lessons again. The thing is, sometimes when I drive home from work or when I'm doing a long
And
drive,
you're hitting it?
yeah, and then to be honest with you, sometimes I'm sick. I've been sick for a while, and it hasn't gone like back to 100, and I'm still getting there. Some Brian Adams shit, but and then I record myself because I'm my harshest critic. And I mean, we could do some karaoke if you want. No,
You're not your harshest critic.
who is?
I am.
That that's probably true. Asshole.
So anything cool happened this week?
For me,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Well,
Oh, it is Monday.
it's, yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, the All Blacks.
The All Blacks on the weekend. Yeah,
Wasn't there a UFC or something was on?
yeah. UFC
Some fighting something
boxing.
boxing.
I don't know. Should we start with the All Blacks though?
Okay, let's have the All Blacks.
Did you watch it again and again, or enough
I haven't had my second viewing.
Oh, okay. Do you
Yeah.
still want to try and hit some of
Yeah.
these? I just had some points of that game.
On the game.
Well, in my head, I remember watching it and thinking, I want to talk about this because I watched it alone. Kids were asleep, and I was like, "There's no one to fully chat with."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So to pick your brain, how was the game? Like, what was your just a summary, a quick one?
A quick summary was a fantastic spectacle. It was good to see a lot of the back and forth between the teams, but one of the defining or differentiating factors between the two teams was the ability for the All Blacks to bounce back um, and broken play, um, creating something out of nothing and then building from there. We were matched a lot of the times in some of our set piece, I think. Our scrum was stronger, um, but it was obvious from the outset that we were looking for points. So I was excited for what was to come because of that. We were looking for tries, we were looking for conversions. We weren't going for the threes, not until the end. But also had to bear in mind that it wasn't a full strength Australian team, and we're still a long way from becoming or from being the threat that we have been in the past. There's still a chance that you could beat the All Blacks. Yeah. Whereas previously, in previous years, there was a certain aura about the All Blacks, an aura or a sense of invincibility that said, if you beat the All Blacks today, you're going to go down in history as a giant killer, giant slayer. Whereas these days, beating the All Blacks is just you're one of the lucky ones. Well, not one of, like, oh, you beat
You're
them too.
another lucky
Yeah,
one now, eh?
yeah. So sorry for dragging that on for as long as it did.
No, no, that was all good.
But yeah, I haven't really spoken about the game either. Well, I did enjoy it with one of the cousins who come over to watch the game. We watched it together, but yeah,
Was he
he
stoked?
no, he doesn't smoke weed.
Nice. Was he happy about the game?
Yes,
Good.
absolutely, absolutely happy. Eh? He wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was this particular cousin? Is he a fan of the All Blacks and Ian Foster and what he's trying to do?
not particularly. No,
No, of the All Blacks or?
I know of the Foster.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
What would his alternative be if it was up to
Razor.
him? Robertson.
Yeah.
I think that's like a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yourself?
No,
No.
no.
You happy with Ian Foster? And what
I'm
he's...
happy with whoever's in the position.
Thank you.
I'm happy with whoever. I'm one of those guys. I'm not. I'm bucking the trend or fighting the system or going against the man. I'm the. This is what we've got. Now do the work. I trust the people in charge to make the right decision, so that I don't have to.
Yeah, because we're talking about the All Blacks, obviously. In other words, you're just saying you're not a sore loser and like real like because there's some salty like All Black fans and media, and we see it. They control. Well, there's that obvious narrative and stuff like that when the All Blacks are not doing well and the country's like in a slump and depressed. Or not depressed, but I can see where you're coming from. For a lot of unsuccessful teams out there, that's the norm. Is support them. For example, the Japanese team. They're like that's their whole ethos. I feel whatever it is, win, lose, die, anything. We are Japan for
Yeah,
Japan.
Japan. Japan for Japan. Just like small, small.
Shout out Blossoms. All right, Geordie. First game starting at
My
12.
goodness.
What do you reckon?
What a performance. What a performance from the guy. Saw the stats come out recently. So many meters, so many tackles, so many carries, no missed tackles, body on the line, plays like a big boy, runs like a skinny boy in terms of agility, but his crash ball, his work rate, he was in there in the rucks. He was fantastic. I definitely think it's an avenue worth pursuing. Old Geordie and Rico in the centers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean I don't like Rico at center.
I was just gonna go on there. Might as well go there now. How do you think he done, and why? About what you just said. Why you didn't like it?
I still think his decision making leaves a lot to be desired, and his distribution skills on top of that decision making. I mean, otherwise, no one can deny that he's an X factor player. But I'm not. I haven't been convinced that he was our future at center. Not until the weekend. I think him and Geordie, if they have enough time together, can play really well together, which doesn't bode very well for older RTS.
All the rest of them.
Who else is there? Nah. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, Rico in full flight. You see him on the outside there.
Mate, I'm sure at one point, one of his breaks, he just straight up gassed Korobete.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That was
He
a
did.
straight run.
Yes.
Korobete was trying to catch him, and he was running straight.
Yes.
And then, ironically, to what you're saying, that particular play that I'm playing out in my head, Will Jordan screaming on the outside.
Yeah.
He might not have got it, but I feel like that was the right option. And then there was a breakdown after that,
Yeah.
and we got a penalty. And then you can see in the shot there,
There was an
Will,
opportunity.
Will Jordan's like,
Yeah.
brother, up to you.
Yeah. And what
So
was that down to his decision making or his vision,
I'm gonna,
or he couldn't shuffle it out that way?
I don't know because I watched it back again and again.
Because that's the unnatural side, eh? To pass that way.
Yeah, well, not if you're a good center. It wasn't the hardest passes. To be fair, Korobete was on Will Jordan, but uh, compared to what option he took, he should have taken that option.
Which was to Rumpy and take the ball into contact.
Yeah, it was obviously hesitant because he wasn't even in a good position to Rumpy. Like you've seen him do that, so he was hesitant whether to jam, to gas, or bumpy. By the time it was too late, he was mid-flight of all of them. I mean, he still produced quick ball, but yeah, I think that highlights what you're saying.
Yes. But otherwise, some of those breakouts from the back, from in deep, from those kicks, we were just on fire. Like, I mean, it was disappointing that we weren't able to finish as many of those opportunities as we should have. But the fact that they were always there, um, Akira's little breakaway off that ball that went to ground towards the end, and then he kicks the ball ahead, and then he put up a good chase,
Yeah,
and old yeah, Marika couldn't gather. Like, he was so close. If that was Rico, would Rico have burnt a lot of them and scored?
possibly.
Yeah, very possibly. Very possibly, quite possibly.
Up until that game, I always, if you asked me, I would have been like, "Who's the fastest man on this in this game?" I would have said Korobete and then Rico. But I don't know. But now he's got some wheels, man.
Doesn't he just?
I don't know why, but I feel like he's getting faster and older. It's not
Who is?
Rico. Like that's not the norms, is it? Like supposed to get a bit slower, a bit wiser. I don't know. This next guy, Caleb Clark. Do you have an assessment on his performance off the top of your head? Obviously,
He still leaves a lot to be desired. Um, Other than strong running, I mean, he diffused every bomb that they threw at him. I
yes,
don't remember his tackle count, but I still feel like there's more that he can give, and whether it's lack of opportunity or lack of willingness on his part, I don't know what it is, but there's still so much more that he can give. He's just not hitting it.
yeah. I think you got it. Well, you got it on the head in regards to how I thought he done as well. Like so dangerous, no one can deny that. Almost like Rico.
But Rico is more of a threat at the moment. Where, there's those players that touch the ball and something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like Bodie, and when it doesn't, you're like, oh, not this time. Ah, not this time. Almost.
yeah.
But I feel like Caleb Clark has those few and far in between with something happens.
I think stripped down, if you're just going for like tick for tick in regards to what a winger's job is, I think he ticks the box, like does his job. But again, All Blacks, they look for you to do your job first, and then some. Because he was doing some good crash balls, but like I could count, like there's a handful of times, like again his decision making, and I honestly don't remember him like passing a ball. And that's not to say he's greedy, but like decision making when he makes a half break or he's not even looking for it. Again, man, I'm no expert. I don't know Caleb Clark. This is what I see. Could be wrong. Do you see that?
I'm just imagining them watching this and then hating me and then me hating myself.
Who's them?
The All Blacks.
But we love the All Blacks.
I know. I love them so much. Does that mean you're only allowed to say good things about them?
Nah, man, this is real right here. We All Black fans that support them, like you mentioned, through thick and thin, win or lose, we got them. But we are also entitled to our opinion, and our opinion is based on their performance as rugby players.
Well, then you get out there and play it.
I'm not a rugby player. I mean, I
Then
could have
shut
been.
up.
I could have been.
Could have been. Yeah, Caleb Clark. He's got so much more to give, and he's just not firing. And he also hasn't had that many opportunities this year.
He's only come back from injury this
Mm.
season, this All Black season. Yeah. All right. I'll cut him a bit of slack. I didn't consider that. I forgot that. I'm sorry, Caleb. I love you, man.
See, now you're worried about them watching.
I'm not worried. I'm just making an apology on a wrong assessment, and I didn't factor something in.
Wow, we had a fucking All Black in here, eh?
Do you want? Do you want one?
Yes.
All right. Then-
Current.
Oh, all good. I'll see what I can do.
Current. Do you like that pen?
I do.
I bought a box of them at PB Tech while I was waiting for them to.
You bought a box.
Mm.
Wow.
While I was waiting for them to bring my order. We're in the KFC drive-through, and there was a car in front of us that said "Unite against Ardern 23" and "End mandates." And my daughter was in the car with me, and she goes, "What does that mean? Unite against Ardern 23?" And it was made in the COVID design
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a yellow radioactive thing. And I explained to her, that's just in the Ardern. She goes, "Yeah, what's 23?" And I go, "Say elections next year." She goes, "Oh, they're saying don't elect her." And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Why?" And I go, "Because there's some people that don't believe that she done the right thing when it came to COVID." She goes, "Those people are stupid, eh?" I said, "Everyone's entitled." Yes, yes, they are.
You just answered the next few questions I
No, I
had.
mean, I don't want to
Damn.
influence her political views, but
I think this is one topic we should leave out. Nah,
politics.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's get to the nitty gritty. True.
And then she said,
Stupid people.
"What? Why do they want to end mandates?" And I said, "Because too many men are going out with each other." Oh, Dad, you're so cringe. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you prefer to see more women dates?
Is that what you asked her?
No,
Oh,
that's what I'm
thank
asking you.
God. I couldn't care less.
When's the last time you thanked God for anything?
Uh, about 5 o'clock this morning when
At
I
five
got up.
o'clock this morning, yeah? What'd you thank him for?
I was being sarcastic, to be honest with you. My kids woke me up, and I was like, "Yay, it's a holiday. Thank God."
Thank God.
I was being sarcastic.
That's cool.
I repeat for that.
Well, you haven't been struck down, so.
No, me. Come on,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, because I remember you saying off air how much you wish you could be struck down sometimes for some of the things that you say.
Nah, it was more so strike me down to make it even for everyone else. I'm just such a blessing in this world.
I think I've broken my mic.
You might have to hold it. You still watching Rogan? Is he still your number one? Watched podcast?
Your mum's my number one. No, at the moment I'm really digging this
Yeah.
Kill Tony
Oh yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like really, because
Because
no,
it's a different format
yeah,
and it's random people,
yeah,
and they get fucked up, eh?
yeah,
It gets nasty on
it
there,
does.
eh?
And they got
I
a
want to catch
band,
some. Oh, I didn't
and
know
they've
that.
got a band, a live band.
What's that for breaks and stuff?
Yeah, for intros, people come up. So, what else do you do aside from comedy? Well, I also play guitar. So, anytime they say you can do something, they'll make you do it. All right, let's get old Jimmy Joe back there
Oh right.
yeah, to give his guitar to you,
Yeah, yeah.
and then make the Mexican drum off. If you say you're a drummer, you have to play a 30-second drum solo, and then the house drummer will do a 30-second drum solo, and then the audience will decide who was better. If you're better, you will be the resident drummer for until the next person
Yeah, that job sucks. Unless you suck. I mean, whoever's sitting in that.
is fantastic
Oh,
drummer.
have you
Yeah,
watched him?
yeah,
Oh, is he? He's not sweating.
no,
Fuck.
no,
One day though.
no. Yeah, one day. But if you're that good a drummer, you won't be there trying to do comedy.
You don't know that. He might be solid at drumming, but his first passion is comedy. Just like
So
me,
you're
man.
telling me to go
Solid at rugby, but my
be on the
first
show?
passion is
I can go drum on the show.
podcasting.
Hmm?
What's Jordan up to? He's
For what?
pretty good at whacking sticks.
He's pretty good at whacking sticks. Yeah, sure. Speaking of OnlyFans, you seen that girl that does OnlyPans on TikTok? She's hilarious to watch. She does cooking and she makes it sexual, but awkward sexual. I don't even know how to explain it because I'm ill prepared to discuss this right now. But
I think I'm following. Keep going.
yeah, she's like, chop these onions,
Yeah,
and stir this pot like I'd wish someone would stir me. Like some yeah. And I really like her because she's very smart the way she says some of the things that she says. But her page is called Only Pans, like frying pans.
Nice.
Yeah. Stumbled across it.
Is she a mom?
Ooh, don't think so.
She middle aged. She young.
No, she's a young girl, which
Nice.
also adds to the wittiness of it. Because I really appreciate a young person who can be witty.
And do like dad jokes.
Yeah, it's not dad jokes.
Oh, defensive. Look at this guy. Relax. It's only for like mocking you. So
Nothing wrong with dad jokes.
I love dad's jokes.
I just saw these. Let's go.
No way. Did you bring it here for that?
No, this was on top of the vape box. Ready?
Okay.
What is your biggest regret? Let's go straight to the heart.
Whoa, sheesh. Um, not trying hard enough. Let's do it like that. Just bang.
Okay. Just because you don't want to open
What
it
is
up.
the worst? Shut the fuck up. What is the worst trip you have ever been on?
Myth. Which physical characteristic from each player would you like to have? Which physical characteristic from me would you like to have?
Physical characteristic.
Close your eyes. Don't pick something. Choose something.
Your eyelashes. Name something you lost that you really miss.
My weight? No, I didn't lose it. I wish. Something that I lost that I really miss. Time.
Oh.
Who in your life would you be willing to take a bullet for that doesn't live at your house?
Oh. Any family member
Any?
that is under the age of nah.
I mean, come on.
What is the most expensive thing you have broken?
Probably a guitar.
Let me give you a clue.
A car.
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah, and a
A,
bus.
in a bus.
I mean, did you break the bus that you crashed into? And the other rental car, like a vehicle, right? That's the answer, right?
I crashed into another car. I didn't crash into a bus. Never crashed into a bus.
You crashed into a bus.
With who? With you?
No, somebody else.
Never crashed into a bus.
I know you heard so many. Go.
If you were a member of the opposite sex for 24 hours, what would you do?
Um, figure out what I want to eat for dinner. Oh, he shook hands. He liked it. Fuck.
That wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard, was it? Shit.
Oh, McDonald's, fucking toasty. Fuck. Oh,
Uh, I
what
know
is
what I
it?
don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all know that.
Yeah. They. Oh, okay. Go.
Shit. What is the longest you have ever gone without taking a shower?
Oh, I can't remember. Maybe, probably it could be a week as a young fella.
Wow. A week.
I don't know. Yeah.
A working week. Or
Yeah.
7.
I don't know.
Like a Jesus week.
I don't know. Normally, no. I shower quite regularly. Sometimes multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go when you want to be alone? Where do you go when you want to be alone?
Shitter. If the player to your left, sitting in front of me, was a celebrity, who would they be? Sitting in front of you.
Oh, sorry. I was imagining who I was sitting in front of you. If you were a celebrity, you'd be fucking Jack Black.
Wow. Thanks.
Good or bad?
That was good.
Do you want me to break it down?
No, because I know the energy,
Yeah.
positivity,
Yes.
the vibe,
Yes.
how much joy he brings to
The
everybody's life,
diversity.
and then how to
The color that
hone it
he
back in.
adds. Yeah.
I got his fingers too.
That looks like a Kevin Hart thing.
Okay.
If you won $100 million, what would you do? Buy a proper studio?
Yes.
And what would you do with the other million?
Houses
Houses.
and shoes.
I remember when I was a young fella, I used to draw a site housing plan for where all my families would live in close proximity to one another and behind one another.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted everyone to live together when we grew up.
Was it just a random, like some people draw Hulk,
Yeah.
and then you've no? Because I think my brother used to do that too.
I
think
think
I've
we used to
done
do it
that.
together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we used to try to
Like a
bring it
dream
to
house
life
and
on The
stuff?
Sims.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sim City, it was called back then.
Did we have our own street and stuff like that?
No, it was one complex with houses that were joined together by bridges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And some aunties and uncles would be further away from the front of the road.
Yo. What scares you the most?
The treadmill. If you could live in any time in history, when would it be?
The the 80s.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I'd go back to just before the internet.
Like I'd live the 90s, but I'm from there, so my answer is like just do that again.
What's that? Maybe late 70s disco.
Like enough technology to help your life, but not enough that it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even have to make that disclaimer because there's no way that it's going to happen.
What's gonna happen?
Like that, we could go back and do that. Because I'd be fine without technology, you know. And I can say that because there's no way to prove it. You can speculate all you like, but until it happens, I am 100% true that I will be absolutely fine without technology. I live in a fucking cabin with a long drop and a fireplace. I'm good.
Why is your long drop in the cabin?
I don't know. Name three characteristics that make a good friend.
Loyalty, unconditional love, empathy.
What's pithy? Is it
Pithy.
love, empathy, okay. And pithy.
Do you know
Okay.
empathy? Read a book. if you if you had to live in a foreign country for 2 years, where would you go?
Samoa.
Wow, that's an easy one there.
Oh, I've already done it though. Wait, does it count?
Other than a country you haven't lived in before.
Um,
Oh, been to.
yeah, probably America. Um,
You've been there.
oh, okay. Um, probably go to Dagestan and go wrestle some bears and try to crack the UFC. If you died tomorrow, what would you want your headstone to say? Here lies Christopher Teleni Nualitia. 3 bullet points, and it's going to say, "Brut, brut, brut." What do they say?
For you.
For you,
For
here
me.
lies Christopher Teleni Nualitia.
He was loyal. He was loving. And he could sing. What was the last movie you saw that terrified you? Last movie that terrified you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but you know what they mean.
That home video that you saw on my computer. What was your favorite book to read as a child? Did you have one?
Yeah, we
Could you
had
read?
this. Yeah, I just learned. We just had this kids encyclopedia thing. They have different scenarios. Like today, we're going to this kids encyclopedia thing. Today we're going to the zoo. Blah, blah, blah. One of them was about swimming pools, and for some reason, me and my cousins and well, not so much siblings would fight over that one. So
I
that
remember encyclopedias at your house as a kid, and I also remember there's the colored ones, and one of them was called Animal Kingdom. I think it was purple. And that was my
wow,
favorite one to read. Animal Kingdom. What is a name you would never give to one of your children? Bing, because you haven't. Next. Okay. What's a name you would never give one of your children?
my children, Bing. Next, there's not. What is the worst storm you've ever been in?
A Melbourne one against the Warriors. If you'd only had 15 minutes to live, what would you do? 15 minutes.
Yup.
You've only got 15 minutes left to live. What would you do? And what would you do with the other 14 after that?
Oh shit. Wipe it up. Cuddles. Cuddles with the family
Cuddles.
and prayers. Or maybe just cuddles and crying. It depends because that circumstance you don't really know what you're like. That's a good one though. I'll delve into that later. Maybe another episode, but I like those dark scenarios.
Have you seen Don't Look Up?
Yes. Is that Leo? Yeah. Yes. What is the worst thing you have ever done to your parents or grandparents?
um, being born. If you could change your first name, what would you change it to?
Spencer.
Your first name. So you'd want your first name to be a last name.
Yes. Which means I'll change my son's name.
To Bing.
Yes.
Yes.
That is what I would do. Go.
I already win. If you had one wish, what would it be? And you can't
Ray
wish
J.
for more wishes.
Oh. $30 million.
30, very specific.
Yeah, because I don't want to be too greedy. 30 is enough to fix my life and a bunch of people's lives. And enough to, like, I can still be broke. So keep a reality check somewhere there,
Okay.
buffer.
Yeah, this is a fun game I play with the kids. Those reverse kind of wish things. Eh? So we say, Um, my superpower I want is I want to be able to fly, and then the kids will counter it with something else. Okay, granted, you can fly, but you can only fly for 6 seconds at a time.
Wow.
Like minor inconvenience as well. Not Um, your superpower is X-ray vision, but it only works on women 60 years and older.
What about the men?
Yeah.
How often do you guys play that one?
Every now and then we have games after dinner. So normally we'd sit there after dinner talking shit, and then I just come up with some random things to do, get some lollies out of the cupboard, and then pour them onto the table, and then put a bunch of lollies in the middle and ask them a question. Normally have like maths games, quizzes, things like that, and then whoever wins get that lolly and put another one in.
That's super cool.
Yeah, but math ones, the shit when they're both grown up. Yeah, that was hilarious. But yeah, sometimes so now they've grown up a little bit more. We don't really do the lollies anymore, and we're able to conversate.
Money. Oh,
So one of them's that. So name a superhero, uh, superpower, and then someone else has to figure out how to make that superpower stink.
yeah, yeah. Without being like,
Mhm.
this is a good one.
So my superpower is I can see into the future, and now you give me something stink to go with it. So you say granted, but
Oh, okay. Granted, but every time you look into the future, you go back in time one day.
every time I look into the future, so it doesn't matter how far forward I look. So if I look
As
back
soon as
in
you
the
have a
future
glimpse of the
six
future,
times today, I go back 6 days.
yes, that has no purpose
Yeah.
anymore, and you'd be stuck in time almost if you were to always life lesson. That was my angle. Don't look to the future. Live
And
in the
then
moment.
and then mind blowing. This is me. That's the future. That's the past. If I look here, I'll go back a day. But if I look here and see me go back a day, can I see what happens when I go back a day and then do something to change what I done then to make me come forward 2 days?
Yeah.
What achievement are you most proud of?
Uh, children, if that's an achievement.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say that, but I guess because I've always wanted kids at a young age, I remember thinking that. So, ding.
How much credit can you take for having children?
Um, 9 minutes. 9%. I mean, if you're feeling down, what food makes you feel better? Shit.
All of it. If you were going to get a tattoo, where would it be and where would you put it?
It'll be on my shoulders or traps or calves. If it's on the calf, it might be a pattern.
Do traps have to be visible for you to refer to them as traps?
Yes, hence why I said traps. All my calves.
Calves.
No, I got they're so good. Like
Oh, they're separate entities.
it's called a double pluralities.
Like,
Um,
did you know you can say fishes and you can say sheeps?
what do you mean? You can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, but how people say it's not sheeps. The plural of sheeps is sheep.
Oh yeah.
But old Tyson DeGrasse,
Oh, that guy.
yeah,
Fuck.
he was on a podcast that shall remain unnamed, and he said fishes, and the guy on the podcast said, "Isn't it just fish? The plural of fish is fish." And he goes, "The plural of one type of fish is fish, but if you have multiple types of fishes, then
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
referred to as fishes."
Almost a technicality.
I think that's the literal translation of a technicality, the technical description.
Yeah. There's a cunty people sometimes. Tell the story behind one of your scars. Do you have any scars?
Um, I got one here somewhere. Is it? I think there. It's an old one from high school, and I was maybe third or fourth form, and there was a ball was rolling in front of me, and I was walking with my backpack, and I went to kick it, and someone said, "Hey, Bing, pass our ball," and I went to kick it in the opposite direction, but I missed, and I just tipped the ball forward enough so that when my foot landed, it landed on the ball, and
Oh,
then I
fuck
just went
me.
whoop forward and fell back with both of my elbows.
How old were you?
I was in high school, so
Oh, shit.
yeah, and I was a dick. So maybe between my last
Was.
few years,
Yeah.
so the form 3 and 4, I was pretty good at school, and then I started to be a dick.
Damn.
Yeah,
Do you know why?
I started to be a dick.
Yeah.
It's because I started to come into my own as a person.
And that's who you are.
Yeah.
And you embraced it by the looks of things.
What is the most enjoyable thing that your family has done together?
Just gatherings. Being together's the best. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
That's what I thought of anyway.
But
Fool.
my starters come in specific. Excuse me.
We done a road trip down the line
Oosh.
all together.
Who's all together with who? Your house or your mum family or your
All my cousins and my siblings, most of them. We had
with me?
yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just thinking your house family, but your family, your extended family. Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
That was a few years ago, before COVID,
Yeah.
and I remember because I got my vehicle serviced specifically because we were gonna take a big drive.
What did you drive then?
That car, my car.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You had that for ages.
I've had it for ages, so it's about time it died.
Yeah.
But I took it to my mechanic recently to have a look, and he's like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What's that? What are you looking at?" Because he was looking at my car in the system. Because you haven't had a service since 2020, I think he said. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. It's only 2 years. And COVID and all that.
Yeah. Well, I told him, well, COVID, I haven't been using the car. I'm like, all right. Anywho, yeah, I was a little bit offended that he,
I thought you were gonna say some crazy year.
nah. But I remember that was the last time I got a service was because, and I also remember feeling very adult, very grown up, that I was taking my car to the shop without it needing to be there. That it wasn't
Yo,
broken down.
fucking made it, bitch.
Let's go.
That's when you know you made it.
Yeah, the only other time you take it to the shop is if it's broken. Otherwise, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's the hate going there.
Yeah.
As a kid, because you gotta wait for ages, or as an adult, because you gotta pay some shit.
Mhm.
And we hate paying shit. You feel me?
I feel it.
Hey, quickly, do you know Deezus and Mirror?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna show you some of that.
What
Have
is
you?
it?
A couple of guys made it from YouTube. They got their own show.
Pieces and mirrors.
One dude's name's Deezus, as in Jesus. The other guy's name's Mirror.
Mirror. Okay.
Black guy and a Dominican guy from New
Mm,
York. New Yorkers.
Dominican. It's like today and tomorrow.
Have you ever
Got him.
get fucked? Have you ever gone on a date without underwear?
Show me. Show me. Show me. Hey. Get back here. Shit.
I was joking, man. Oh my
Show me the card.
what?
Did it really say that?
So this was it. Yeah. Where's it? Relax, man. Relax. Oh, is that why you buzzing?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Nah, man. It's It's already obvious that this is something. Man,
What? Like, what are the chances? Why didn't I get that to ask you?
I know, right?
Like, the man who can't live without it. You know, some days I wear two underwears just in case I'm not wearing one in the first place.
Gotta be safe.
Have you ever broken something of someone else's and not told them?
Yes.
Shit. Care to elaborate?
No. I haven't told him yet.
So it's a him.
Uh,
Adam.
no, no, no.
Oh,
Other than family members, who was the first person you ever kissed?
this girl called Lynette
Oh shit,
at
Lynette.
primary school. And we went to the girls' toilets, and we must have kissed about 4 or 5 times.
With the tongue?
No,
Was it was it like side or
yeah, I think
just fucking
smushing
square?
noses. Yeah,
Like NRL ruck, keep it square. Just hungy and a smooch.
yeah, yeah. Because I was leaving school that year.
How old? Oh, okay.
Uh,
So standard four,
no, standard three. I was going to standard four somewhere else. So
right?
standard three, J1, J2, standard one, standard two, standard three. So 5 plus 5, I was 9 or 10.
Did they get you hot?
So what if it did?
If you
What
were to
is your
teach a
favorite thing to
class,
do
what
in
would
the
you
summer?
teach?
How to
Um,
podcast. You didn't hear my question at all, eh?
I was thinking about the
You
answer.
can't talk and listen at the same time.
No, that's why I listen a lot.
What's the question? What did I ask?
What is the best thing to do in summer?
Oh, yes.
Swim. What is your favorite quote and why? Do you have one? Do you like quotes? Oh, I took you for a person who's like, fuck up. Like when someone posts it or says it.
No, the physical, actual application of quotes. So not posted or for anyone to see. I like quotes that apply to me on a day-to-day basis that I can use. So I'm thinking like Bible scriptures. I'm thinking of Proverbs. I'm thinking of Psalm 1 quotes um, that apply to me. Ole ala le pule le tautua. Ole ala I le pule o le tautua.
What does that mean?
The path to leadership is through service.
Hey, I seen this somewhere. Obviously in English. What a coincidence.
Hmm. So yes, I do. Describe your most embarrassing moment.
Shit. Do I get embarrassed? Yeah. It wasn't the one. It's not the time where someone saw me watching my podcast at work. That was an embarrassment.
Yeah.
I got heaps actually, but I got one because you reminded me of your school one where you fucked up your arm and you got that scar. So I was about maybe 14, 15. Um, you're trying to earn your identity, hold your space at school. I hung out with not bad dudes, but not scholars. They were like, we're just mid dudes. Anyway, there was some other guy who was older than me. He gave me a funny look. Same thing, just while everyone was scoping each other out. And then, by the peer pressure of my friends, go step him out. Go and approach him and confront him. So I took off my bag and I went and done it. And I was like, I done the tough guy thing. Yo, you want to fight? What's your problem? Fuck, let's go. And the guy didn't want to have a bar of it. So I won. You know what I mean? I won that. And then put my bag back on. And then I was acting all cool and there was this gate that when you open it, it just sits on. It's supposed to click onto another post. And I was being cool, still talking shit. And I went and sat with the girls, and I was just like, yeah, well. And then I started bouncing on the thing, like, and everyone was like, oh shit, Chris, you're the man. You stepped out that guy, because I made a crowd, and everyone's coming to talk to me. Yo, you're right, yo. And while I was bouncing on the thing, I took it off the bloody hook, and the gate collapsed and I fell on my ass. My one of my hands got caught under the bar, so trying to get up, but my ass is on it. It was just a bad time, and I was just like, so people were laughing. I looked straight at that dude. Nobody else. I looked straight at that dude, and he looked at me. He didn't say shit, but he looked at me, and he was like, it was like if shame cunt was a person or a look, it was that,
That's
and I was
called
very
poetic
embarrassed.
justice.
Oh, that's it right there,
Yeah.
and that's one of them.
Yeah. And you're still feeling that to this day.
Yeah,
Let it out.
it has no
Let it
significance,
all
but
out.
I just I have a memory.
Just let it out, Chris.
I did.
You're okay now.
It is.
He can't hurt you anymore.
Well, if your life were a movie, what rating would a critic give it and why?
Probably R18 for extreme profanity. What is something about yourself that would scare others if they knew?
That as much as I'm a very family orientated, nice guy, I know some bad people.
Wow. We both got three each.
How do you think the world will end?
In a blaze of glory.
Rapture, the second coming. I read that too.
What superpower would you like to have and why?
I'd like to be able to look into the future, but only 9 seconds ahead.
Why?
Because I'm not greedy. I just want a helping hand. You know what I mean? That's all I want. But
You
nine
should
seconds is a lot.
do 1 hour and 9 seconds because the lotto stops selling an hour before the draw.
That's where your mind's at. I'm thinking differently. Imagine if I saw a rugby game played out 9 seconds ahead. Oh shit! The vision.
And you're playing in that rugby game.
Yeah.
Shit, you could be a fat cunt and still crack it.
Yeah. If your life were a movie, what?
My turn. How can people tell if you are lying?
Oh, me.
No,
Oh,
the guy next to you.
st- stutter, or just my stories just out the gate. What song can you not help dance to?
Um, Don't Stop to Get Enough by Michael Jackson. Doom, doom. Hey girl. Doom, 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 doom. That's the wrong song. But
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that Don't Stop Till You Get Enough has got this like drawn out intro with just Michael Jackson talking over the rhythm and a little bit of a fat ass bass line.
His
Yeah,
voice turn you on, buddy.
yeah. And then just before the song comes in, there's a flan on the old a flam on the snare. Bra, bra, like every time it just gets me. Every time,
No matter how many.
no matter. And the final question for the evening, ladies and gentlemen: if you had 5 minutes with the Queen, what would you ask? How long did it take you to write Bohemian Rhapsody?
Thank you.